Yo, Fins Nation, picture this for a second. A brand new GM coming in ready to tear it down and build it back up the right way. A head coach candidate who's already worn our aqua and orange, and the nightmare scenario creeping in with our DC getting serious love from the bullies up north. Are you ready for the kind of offseason chaos that decides whether we're back in the playoffs or stuck spinning our wheels again? There are twists coming that'll have you staring at the screen, and decisions that could either save or sink Tua and this whole explosive offense. What do you think Sullivan's gonna put first on his to-do list? Trust me, what we've got right now is wild. So get comfortable, tap that like button, and let's get straight into it. Alright Fins, while we're all sitting here dreaming about Tua Tagovailoa taking that next leap in 2025, new GM John Eric Sullivan is already locked in on the one thing that's burned US year after year: the trenches. You remember those early games when our offensive line looked like it was made of cardboard every time a defense sent pressure? Yeah, that mess. Well, hold up, because what Sullivan said in his first statement should get every Dolphins fan fired up. Sullivan came in loud and clear saying he wants a team that's strong, physical, and resilient. Translation: this front office is doubling down on the line of scrimmage, offense and defense. Dolphins talk has been screaming it all offseason. No matter what happens, you keep building in the trenches. And honestly, they're right. Without a real wall in front of Tua and someone collapsing the pocket on the other side, all that speed on offense and our talented secondary don't mean a thing. Look back at last season. We rolled into the year with a rookie left tackle in Patrick Paul that half the fan base was nervous about. And by the end of the year, the dude was flashing legit all-pro potential. Aaron Brewer at center played like one of the best in the league. Larry Borom held it down at right tackle. Cole Strange came over after flaming out in New England and straight up revived his career in Miami. Jonah Savaiania had his rough moments at left guard early, but he finished strong and was a big reason that 4-game win streak felt like old-school Dolphins football, pounding the rock and controlling games. That line went from liability to heartbeat real fast. Now here's where it gets tense. Strange and Borom are both free agents. Strange is still young, and after that comeback season, somebody might throw real money at him. Jackson's contract has an out. He's missed half the season since that 2023 extension, and a new regime might decide they need someone more reliable. Brewer's heading into the final year of his deal at 29 and chasing a big payday. An extension now could actually help the cap. Paul's locked in at left tackle. Savaiania needs a full offseason in the weight room like Paul had. James Daniels comes back from injury on a manageable number. It's a puzzle, but it's a clear one. Flip it to the defensive side, and you see the same theme. Kenneth Grant, Jordan Phillips, and Zeke Biggers started slow, but came on strong. Zach Sealer earned his extension and finished the year playing solid ball. But he's in his 30s now, and you need young legs inside. On the edge, Jalen Phillips is gone. Chubb led the team in sacks at 30 years old, but that contract is heavy, and he's not taking another pay cut. Chop Robinson, the 2024 pick, struggled in year 2, and now he's on notice. New regime didn't draft him, so it's prove it or pack it. Fans are split everywhere you look. One side says keep the core together, the other says blow it up and draft linemen until your board is empty. From a strategy standpoint, with a weak QB class and overpriced veterans, it makes sense to grab a developmental quarterback late and pour your real assets into the O-line and D-line. Without that, Tua's exposed, the skill guys get neutralized, and the defense can't get home. Sullivan sees it. Last season showed the blueprint, and that's why 2026 feels like it could be playoffs or a full reset, no in-between. And that's not even the wildest part, because what's coming next with the head coach situation is pure nail-biter stuff. Alright Fins, while Sullivan's focused on building a concrete wall around Tua, the coaching search is heating up in a way nobody saw coming. Imagine a guy who's already been through battles in aqua and orange, who's faced NFL blitzes as a player, and now runs defenses that give quarterbacks nightmares up in the NFC North. Kelvin Shepard, the Lions' defensive coordinator, just wrapped up an interview for the Dolphins head coaching job. Yeah, that Kelvin Shepard. NFL trade rumors confirmed it, and he's a finalist right alongside Jeff Hafley. Don't sleep on Shepard. He's 37, a former third-round pick back in 2011. bounced through Buffalo, Indy, Miami in 2014, the Giants, the Bears, and finished his playing career in Detroit with over 400 tackles. Then came the coaching glow-up. From LSU's player development staff to Lions outside linebackers coach, then linebackers coach, and now DC in 2025. He helped build a Detroit defense that turned the Lions into legit contenders, physical, smart, and nasty up front. Why does this matter for Miami? Because Sullivan wants trench football, and Shepard lives it. He's been here before. He knows the Miami Heat, the culture, the expectations. His defenses collapse pockets and force mistakes. Picture him pairing that mindset with an elite secondary led by Jalen Ramsey, while rebuilding the front seven the right way. Dolphins Twitter is losing its mind. Some fans are yelling that Shepard is pure Dolphins DNA. Others are nervous about his age and the risk. And yeah, there's competition, Hafley still in it, plus names like Kubiak, Saleh, Minter, Graham, Campanile. But Shepard has that former player edge that often translates into locker room buy-in. From a cap standpoint, it makes sense too. A younger head coach can maximize draft picks and affordable free agents while the roster gets rebuilt. He could finally marry to a speed-based offense with a top 10 defense, something this team's been chasing for years. Remember 2025, 22nd in yards, 24th in points allowed. Shepard's whole resume is about fixing that. The scary part is if we don't move, Detroit could lock him up, or another team jumps first. That would hurt. The fan base is split down the middle. Hire him now versus wait it out for Hafley. It's an identity choice, finesse or physical. Shepard screams balance. If it happens, 2026 is going to be a nightmare for opposing offenses. But brace yourself, because the Real gut punch might be coming next, and it involves a name a lot of us have grown attached to. Take a breath, Fins, because while we're dreaming about Shepard leading this thing, there's some news that hits hard. Our defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver is heading to a second head coach. Interview with the Ravens on Tuesday. Tom Pelissero dropped it, and to make it worse, the Steelers are giving him a second look too. Yeah, our rivals up north are circling. Weaver's story is deep. He's 45, a former second-round pick by Baltimore back in 2002. Spent 7 seasons in the league, then started coaching at Florida. He's been through the Jets, Bills, Browns, Texans, became a DC in Houston, then a run game coordinator and D-line coach with the Ravens before landing in Miami in 2024. In 2025, our defense wasn't elite on paper, 22nd in yards, 24th in points, but the pressure packages and timely turnovers kept us alive in big games. Those were his fingerprints. Why does this sting so much? Because Weaver is a big part of the physical identity Sullivan wants. If he walks, who's coordinating a young, reshaped front? The Ravens have him listed as a finalist alongside a stacked group of names, and if Pittsburgh steals him too, that's salt in the wound. Losing him to either one hurts the pride. Fans are going back and forth nonstop. Some want the Dolphins to lock him up immediately. Others are half joking that if he goes back to Baltimore, at least let him win a ring. From a football standpoint, losing him during a rebuild could throw everything off. New head coach, no experienced DC, draft chaos, cap money spent on panic signings. There's a tiny dream scenario where Miami promotes him internally, but with an external search underway, that feels unlikely. It just shows how fragile this moment is. When you start developing real coaching talent, everyone else notices. Sullivan's got to make a move, extension, promotion, or start planning for the next guy. Without Weaver, 2026 could turn into a long, slow rebuild instead of a jump forward. And yeah, the forums are on fire. Ravens don't deserve our guy versus maybe it's better for him to escape cap hell. Either way, the tension is real. Lose him, and suddenly the Bills and Jets smell blood. So yeah, Fins, what a day. Sullivan's vision is all about dominating the trenches and protecting Tua. Shepard could bring that Dolphins DNA back to the head coaching spot with a defense that hits like a truck. But Weaver getting poached by Baltimore or Pittsburgh could blow the whole thing wide open. This offseason is shaping 2026 right now. Either a strong, smart rebuild or total chaos. Fins Nation's buzzing. Do we save the trenches, land the right head coach, and keep our DC? Or do the rivals win again? Let it rip in the comments. Weaver stay or go? Shepard is head coach right now? Which piece of news got you the most hyped?